Hello my friends, SAmaryllis here to play more Cinders. This is my Grim Fate playthrough where you're really heck up and you die. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started here. I do believe I'm going to skip what's going to come up next, which I believe is just the story telling us that Carmosa's leaving. So let's get started. Alright, so we just had our talk with the sisters to clarify that Carmosa is going to be gone for 2 days. I picked the meanest options and they responded in kind, but it was actually pretty similar to what I picked on my first playthrough because I didn't want to anger either Gloria or Sophia. In this case, I wanted to not be kind to either of them. So because Sophia and I aren't friends in this playthrough, she didn't make me breakfast and she was all like, well, you're going to do whatever you want to do and I'm going to be alone. And then I went to see MacLeod. Also picked the worst options. It was mostly saying that like, oh, I believe in fate and I'm just going to wait for stuff to happen. And MacLeod was like disapproving of people who do nothing but whine to complain about their fate. So it was still fairly similar though to what I had on my first playthrough, so I decided to skip that. But this time we're going to go ahead and visit Tobias. Which is going to be completely different from what I saw in my first playthrough, so I'm going to go ahead and let this roll through. I must admit, I don't know what to think about Madame after we talked. I can't tell when she's being serious or sarcastic, if she's giving me advice or just mocking me, or both. And maybe I'm just not used to acts of selflessness, but I get suspicious when someone outright offers to help me with all my problems. Makes me wonder if they don't have some hidden agenda, especially if it's the town witch. Looks like my mother was quite special to make such interesting acquaintance. A witch! Still, she seems genuinely interested in helping me, and can I really be picky here? I won't be forgetting the conversation we had anytime soon, that's for sure. Where should I go now? It's still fairly early. I can probably take my time today. I could go to have a little talk with Tobias in his store. I wouldn't mind heading to the inn either. I'm sure it would be fun. So, where should I go next? I will visit Tobias, because we're going to pretend Captain Perrault does not exist. My, this place is as tidy as ever. Tobias really keeps the store in shape. Speaking of Tobias, Cinders, I didn't expect to see you again so soon. This is a pleasant surprise. Well, I'm kind of lucky in that respect. Carmosa suddenly decided to leave for a few days. It must feel great to have some freedom. It does. I wish it wasn't for such a short amount of time, but I'll enjoy what I have. Although, I confess, I'm envious of you, Tobias. You get to make your own decisions all the time. Well, I can't exactly say that. After all, my parents passed away when I was young, so this store was my only option. Right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. It's fine. In the end, we just see the good portions of other people's lives without the hardship. We pick and choose what we want. People look happy, but they might be struggling inside. That's true. It seems like you've thought about this a lot. Maybe a little. Despite all the struggles, I'm happy with where I am in life, though. I wish you could find a path to the life you want as well. The path to death! Although, knowing you, wishes won't be necessary. You're a bright girl, so it's only a matter of time. Thank you. I assume you're not here to listen to me wax philosophical, though. You want to know more about that night. Well, you did promise you'd tell me what was going on. I did, and I'm a man of my word. I'm not going to try and dodge it now. Put simply, Carmosa asked me to sell something for her. It was a normal business transaction. But you're the one who was paid, and then you received the necklace. Why all the secrecy? The necklace was the item for me to sell. The money was payment for my services. Why didn't she just sell it herself? And why did you have to hire that strange man? That strange man is a local vagabond, but he's trustworthy where money is involved. Usually. Sometimes he helps me with tasks that require a certain amount of, delicacy. You mean secrecy? But why? Isn't it apparent? Why does any noble keep anything a secret? I'd rather not guess. Enlighten me. For reputation, probably, right? Being a noble is largely a game of appearances. Many things need to be done in private. There's no crime in selling a piece of jewelry that you rightfully own, is there? Crime, no. But for a noble to sell her own jewelry means she's lacking in money. If others found out she was struggling financially, it would undermine her power. That's why she sent you to pay me and had someone else pick up the necklace in the middle of the night. She doesn't want there to be any connection between her and me. Okay, so I was right earlier. Tobias actually had nothing to do with forging the invitation. I guess Carmosa did that all on her own while she was also getting the dresses, but before this playthrough, I wouldn't have known that. She's not the only one. I've done similar business with noble houses in the past. But are you saying Carmosa is out of money? She kept it from you? Oh, your house has been in bad financial shape ever since your parents passed. Carmosa has been struggling to keep her influence strong. I had no idea this family was in such dire straits. It makes more sense now what Carmosa's trying to do. She never told me. I suppose being a noble means keeping up appearances in front of your own family as well. She seemed very eager to sell the necklace as quickly as possible. Is there a reason for that? Well, the necklace is worth a great sum, but I don't know why Carmosa needs it so urgently. Maybe Carmosa was planning to go to the ball after all, regardless if there was a masquerade? I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure she paid the shady figure for information about that there was going to be a masquerade ball. I think, was the ball going to happen anyway? I don't remember. But she sold the necklace before the shady character told her about the masquerade, so I'm still figuring that part out. That's all I know. I hope that you understand why I couldn't tell you about this. But he's telling me about it now! I understand, Tobias. I understand. You had to keep your word no matter what the circumstances were. It must have been hard. I can't deny that, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't happy that you found out anyway. I'm sorry I doubted you. You've always been a good and honest man. It's fine. All of my actions were fairly suspicious after all. And you really are a brave woman to go into the forest alone at night. I don't know if brave is the word for it. Impulsive, maybe. Or determined. I certainly wouldn't want to be on your bad side. Then don't keep any more secrets from me. I have a question, though, about the man who was working for you. I saw him come by the house again yesterday morning. Was that another pickup for Carmosa? I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't seen him since we parted ways 2 nights ago. Carmosa left the house quite suddenly after he came by. Do you think it could be related? It's hard to say. You could try asking him. He spends a lot of time at the inn. And he drops by here occasionally. I think I'll do that. Thanks. Don't mention it. I just wish I could help more. Well, I need to get going now. Gloria will have a fit if I don't return early. She's taking her role as house guardian very seriously. I can imagine. Your sister has always been serious about everything. Gloria is not my sister. She's Carmosa's daughter. I apologize. I didn't mean to offend you. Anyway, I really need to get going now. Before you do, I wanted to ask you something myself. Yes? What is it? I've really enjoyed seeing you again. I missed our time together as children. But more than that, I miss our time together now as adults. It's just like Tobias slides very close, very slowly closer to me. I don't do well with romance options, I guess. You changed into such an intelligent and beautiful woman. I was wondering if you'd like to dine with me tonight. I'd love to have more time to talk with you. Wait, are you asking me out? Yes, I am. What would you say? We might not have this opportunity after Carmosa returns. Yeah, let's do it! I'd love to. Gloria might be angry if I return late, but I hardly care about that. Wonderful, so it's a date then. Wait for me at the town square at dusk. I'll join you once I close up the shop. I'll be there. Take care, Tobias. I'll see you later, Cinders. Alright. It was nice seeing Tobias again, especially so soon. And I certainly learned a lot from this trip. I never would have guessed that Carmosa is struggling with finances. I might be able to use this knowledge. I definitely need to find that shady vagabond and learn more from him as well. I have to give Tobias one thing. Every time I visit him, it seems he has some kind words and insight. He's such a good friend to me. Or maybe something more than that. It looks like we actually have a date set. It's strange, but I'm a little bit nervous, even though I've known him for so long. He was always just a childhood friend to me, but now that I look at him, he's a smart and handsome man. Come to think of it, I don't know if there's ever been a woman in his life. I never even got the chance to talk to him about anything in his personal life. I suppose tonight will fix that. It's getting late, but I think I have time to visit one more place. The inn seems like the best idea. Oh, we're gonna go directly there. Alright. Did not have a choice there. This place looks so full of life. Although, to be fair, it's a little bit shady too. I hear that this inn attracts some of the less honest people in town, but at least it's exciting. People here actually know how to have fun. It's nothing like that stiff and proper place that I'm forced to call home. Carmosa and her daughters are all too proud to do anything fun. Oh, is that the captain of the guard sitting alone in the corner? Oh, I guess we're having our interaction with Perrault after all. I wonder if he'd let me sit with him, or if I should approach him in the first place. Yeah, I'm already spending time at the tavern instead of going back home. I might as well take the plunge. Hello? Hello. Do you mind if I sit here? There are plenty of free tables in here, but it seems you already made your mind. Thank you. I just wanted to chat with you if that's okay. Are you really the captain of the Prince's Guard? I am. The king appointed me to this position himself. Ever since his death 2 years ago, I've served the prince. And how is the prince doing? What's it like to serve under him? Do you like it? He's the prince, my ruler, and liege. That's all that matters for me. Oh, I see. Oh, I saw you rescue that kidnapped child that other morning. That was really impressive. It was simply my duty. I suppose. Was Perrault always this awkward? You were brave to fight them. You were so brave to fight all those bandits. There's nothing impressive about fighting 3 terrified ruffians who can do little more than hide behind a child. Oh, so it was only 3. I thought it was like a whole host of bandits. And there's certainly no honor in killing them. But you didn't have a choice. They would have killed that poor child if you hadn't stepped in. That is true, but that doesn't mean I should be proud of what I did. There's no glory in killing, and it's a shame that things had to end the way they did. I think I understand. Even so, I think you did the right thing, and you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. There aren't many men in this world who can handle the sort of responsibility that you take on. You're an interesting girl. Might I know your name? I'm called Cinders. An odd choice. Well, my name is Perrault. My father used to call me that because of my hair. Now it's stuck, though in the mouths of my sisters it sounds more like an insult. I see. Then I wish you well, Cinders. Okay. There's Perrault. Oh, the sun is already setting. I've spent the whole day in the town, and what a day it was. I guess time flies when you're having interesting chats with people you normally have no chance to talk to. Oh, how I wish life was a fairy tale and I could do that every day. And yet, life is what it is, and I have never been able to stay in town past sunset. When I was a child, I had to head back to the residence for safety. And then Carmosa entered the picture and took over. But even without her, I would have been a bit detached from the town's life. I might dress and work like every other girl here, but I still live in a mansion quite some distance from town. I have no real friends here except Tobias. I hear no news, no gossip. I really don't know what their life is about. Sure, my own life is safer and probably more luxurious, but I wonder what it would be like to live here. Be a normal town girl, wake up to the sounds of life and excitement on the street. Get out of bed knowing a myriad of things await me when I walk out the door. That life goes by fast, and an adventure might begin around each corner. Then again, if some town girl looked outside the window right now and saw me, what would she think? She would probably remember her own boring chores, the constant danger of hogwash flowing from high windows to the street. She would envy me. I really should head back home. Why did I agree to go out with Tobias tonight again? I must have been out of my mind. If I do go out with him and get back late, Gloria will surely throw a fit. And she does not look pretty when that happens. I should bring a shield, a big one to fend off the insults she will surely aim at me. Does Tobias sell shields? Probably not, but he is a good friend, and that is a rare thing. At least for me it is. My life does not offer a lot of opportunities for friendship. And tonight I am also risking spoiling the one I have. It is a bit too late for second thoughts, though. I have made the decision, and I will have to deal with the consequences when they come. Might as well just sit on the bench here, relax, and watch the sunset. Tobias is sure to finish work soon. Alright, that was completely new dialogue. I haven't seen that before. If a week ago someone told me I'll be sitting in a town square waiting for a man, I would never have believed it. Hell, if a week ago someone told me I would consider Tobias a man. The same man that tried to bet everyone he'd eat an earthworm and considered sneaking up and pulling other children's pants down a lot for fun. Yet here I am, waiting for him. He ought to be here by now. He really should hurry up before I change my mind. Hello again, Cinders. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. You should be, and I should storm out of here sulking. Why did I wait, I wonder? Because you want to spend the evening with a brilliant young man who offers an interesting, sparkling conversation? Oh, so you brought someone with you. Okay, maybe I deserve that, but please don't be mad. I have a very good excuse for being late. Yeah, he said to meet him at dusk, and it's like well into night by now. There was this fat man at my store. He had a big, curved-up mustache, and he was really huge. And he got stuck in your doorway, preventing you from going out? So you tried to pull him out, and you huffed and puffed, but he still stood there. I'm serious. There was an enormously large customer in my store. He was picking chocolates and candy. He wandered around asking about this and that, unable to make any decision. He sampled every single edible thing I have for sale, and then even then it took him what seemed like hours to make up his mind and choose the kind he wanted. I had to give him a discount as fat as he was to finally get rid of him and be able to come here. Oh, how chivalrous of you to put me before your own profit. Always, milady. So, how about that sparkling conversation you offered? What topic shall we begin with? Oh, I'm not a good interlocutor. Interlocutor? When I'm hungry. I don't know about you, but I am starving right now. What would you say about a trip to the inn? I know the place is a bit shady, but I know the owner, so we can be sure to find a free table. Your waist is so slim, I half expect you not to eat at all and live solely on air and sunshine. But you simply have to try their ribs. So, how about it? Sounds good? I am glad to hear that. After you. Come on, let's find ourselves a nice table. How about that one, by the mantelpiece? It looks perfect. Tobias, are you alright? You seem a bit pale. I apologize, Cinders. I'm just really hungry. Believe it or not, but a busy day at the store can sometimes be as wearisome as chopping wood? Guess you could say that. That or carrying water from the well, or working stone at a quarry. I wouldn't know about the quarry, but water and wood seem all too familiar to me. Of course, I'm sure they would be. How silly of me to complain to you about hard work. I apologize. Stop apologizing and order something before you faint, and force me to add carrying you back to your house to my list of chores. I shall never be caught denying a request of a lady. Now let's get that meal. Where are my manners? You're my guest, so it's only proper if you order first. You're too kind, sir. Believe me, I'm not used to this kind of treatment, but I think I'm beginning to like it. As for the meal, I'll get what you're having. No time to lose if we want to save you from certain death. You really shouldn't be eating supper this late, you realize? It's neither healthy nor polite. Oh, I see. This is about my not-so-chivalrous lack of punctuality. A knight really shouldn't be keeping his princess waiting, or he may end up feeling hungrier than the dragon. And find himself eating the princess instead of marrying her. Oh my, that didn't come out right. Just in time, the drinks are here. Please excuse me while I drown myself and die of disgrace. Wow, Tobias. Tobias, you really need to relax a bit. You seem to be even more nervous than I am. Besides, I have more reason to feel uneasy right now. Not only should I be home already, soundly sleeping in my bed like any decent lady should be at this hour, or helping the servants with their evening routine, as I should be according to Carmosa. I also shouldn't be, I don't know, playing a princess, I guess. If you're referring to us going for a date, because I'm not really sure I'm still following this fairy tale metaphor thing we've got going on here. Maybe we should start speaking more plainly from now on. Yes, Tobias, I'd like that. Even fairy tales shouldn't be too convoluted. It's okay if you feel awkward. I mean, not in a bad way. We're not doing anything bad. I think I know what you're trying to say. It does feel strange to go out like this. I mean, we've known each other since childhood. Exactly. It's like one moment we were children playing guards and bandits, fiends and fortresses, or dens and doctors. I don't think I remember that one. And now, suddenly, we're adults playing who knows what. You're right, of course, but isn't this the point of being all grown up? Being able to play games without anyone telling you to play them safely? Yeah. I guess we're not children anymore, and we can't do this the same way that we used to. Being nervous is only a sign that we're aware enough of what may happen, what may be already happening. Children are carefree due to ignorance, which we can no longer afford. Wow, they are really getting hot and heavy here. A very keen observation, Cinders. I think you've managed to grasp exactly what is going on right now. Which isn't really surprising, since you're the one who has arranged the situation. I may not be as observant as you, and certainly not as good with words, but what I want to say is that I think... I don't know. Oh, come on now. You have to tell me. What is it? Alright, I got the impression that you've been flirting with me for the past few days. Now, I may be just a humble merchant, but reading people comes with a trade. And you certainly weren't this nice before. Not this kind of nice, anyway. Yes, I was. Of course I was flirty. I hope you're not feeling threatened by women who take control, who prefer to stop reflecting and start acting. Not at all. I'm more than comfortable with that. Besides, like you said, perhaps I'm slightly too far on the reflective side, but not far enough to respond to a beautiful woman's attention. Well, I certainly hope you're not. You have barely seen a peek of how attentive I can be. And I'd hate to see you running for the door because you prefer damsels who wait and pine. I thought you promised no more fairy tale metaphors. I'll try. Saved by the plates. Thankfully, our meals are here and we can stuff our faces silly. Let's eat. Oh, it sure looks good. Actually, I'm surprised. The inn doesn't seem like a place that would serve meals like this. Oh yes, their chef is excellent. They even have a chef? Sure they do. This may be just a local inn, but the food here is quite well known. According to some, the old king himself liked to dine here from time to time. This must surely be a rumor spread by the cook. Chef Cinders. And no, quite the contrary, he denies it. But it only makes the people more suspicious. Besides, those who remember the old king have little trouble believing the story. He truly was a great monarch, royal splendor and honor embodied. Just and strong, but also kind and caring for the people. He was a ruler, but not a distant one, and people still miss him. Coming here and eating the food he allegedly favored gives them comfort. And what kind of food was that exactly? Why, the royal cucumber soup, of course. You cannot be serious. Cross my heart. But you must realize how ridiculous it sounds. Like I said, underneath, the old king was a humble man. You're obviously pulling my leg. I am shocked and appalled by such baseless accusations. You're impossible, Tobias. Still, the meal is delicious. I wish I could come here more often. You can't afford that many comforts living with Carmosa, can you? Would you believe me if I said that only now I'm beginning to understand your situation? How it changed after your father had died. We may be childhood friends, but I don't really know you that well, Cinders. Actually, I think there are some farmers and traders whom I know better than you. There is really nothing special to tell. My life isn't that interesting, and for the most part, it's completely uneventful. Besides, we both know how my situation looks these days. I'd prefer not to dwell too much on this topic, if that's fine with you. Of course, I didn't mean to spoil your mood. I know. You know what would make a really nice subject for our conversation? Yes? You! I bet that Tobias the merchant has some really interesting stories to tell. Somehow, I doubt that, but alright, what do you want to hear about? I want to hear about his plans and dreams. Remember how we used to fantasize about being all grown up? I remember you wanting to be a fairy, if I'm not mistaken. And you, a general of the king's army. But I don't want to reminisce. I'm interested in your dreams now. Dreams, eh? Well, there are all sorts of dreams, you know. There are those which you carry for a lifetime, and those that vanish after 1 week. The latter type includes, oh please, may the sugar trader come on time this month. But I'm guessing you're asking about the other kind, are you not? As much as I respect all people who find the sugar market fascinating, I'd prefer to hear about your plans for a happy life instead. A happy life. Now, that's a nice topic and a really simple question. You know I had grown up a bit faster than the rest of the children, leaving those childhood fantasies behind me. But I don't regret that. My adult dreams are simple enough. I'd like my business to be successful, and I'd like to find a good wife, have children, and eventually retire. Calm, happy, and secure life. That's my idea of happiness. Without any regrets about not becoming a royal general. None at all. So it's just riches and love. Yes, just riches and love. It may not seem like much or seem boring to you, but reaching such a goal still requires a lot of hard work. I may never ride a white horse leading a host of my men into battle, but it doesn't mean I can't be happy. You know what? I am quite happy with the way things are, actually. I don't expect things to change dramatically, and I am content with that. I have an honest trade for honest people, and that's who I want to be in my life, an honest man. Maybe you don't want things to change in a dramatic way, but according to what you're saying, one element of your plan is still missing. So, which one would you choose if you had to? I'm sorry, Cinders. You've lost me there. Choose between what? Between love and riches. Don't you know the stories? Sometimes you can't have both. Oh, I do remember the stories, and I think I agree with how they usually teach to value one over the other. Love. That is my choice. Money, or rather the sense of security and peace of mind they give you, it is important. But no money in the world can give you the kind of love I'm talking about. And as for being alone and rich, well, we can consult your stories about how that usually turns out. The love that I want, that I dream of, is enduring. It's both tender and strong. It can shield you from the world like the best armor. It will also give you strength to go out and confront it, and it will provide you with a place to get back to once your battles are all over. No money can buy you that. Well, Mr. Merchant, you seem to be very good with words when you speak about the things you truly care about. Or maybe just the things that I believe to be true. Maybe. I wouldn't know that. Apart from the stories I've read, I don't have any real experience, neither with riches nor love. Enough about me. Now I want to hear about your dream. I don't have anything interesting to tell you, I'm afraid. I just don't know yet. Surely there must be something you dream of. I guess I made a habit of not wanting things which are beyond my reach. And the way things are now, everything seems to fall into that bag. It doesn't matter if I dream about marrying happily and having lots of children, or becoming the queen of the next glorious and just king. It's all equally unrealistic. So I prefer not to wish for anything, not spend too much time dreaming. You shouldn't worry too much about it. I'm sure a young woman with your wits and imagination will find her path in life without trouble. Little do you know, Tobias, and little do you know, Cinders, you're gonna have the worst ending. I know you well enough to be aware of how strong and determined you can be. You'll find your goals, and you will achieve them. Thank you, Tobias. It is exactly what I needed to hear. It's not often that I get support like that from anyone. I see you finished your meal. Oh yes, it was delicious. Thank you, Tobias. Would you like to go for a walk then? I can tell you're just as stuffed as I am, and there's nothing nicer than having a stroll after a decent meal. Besides, the town looks really picturesque in the evening. Have you ever had a chance to see it? Yes, it's very beautiful, I know, and strolls aren't high on Carmosa's list of things I should be doing. It's decided then, let's go. Still, it's quite late. Are you sure it's safe to just walk around? Don't worry, what could possibly happen? You're with me. All right, Mr. Poet, let's go. And his wife said, if you can't lie properly, at least have the decency to pay the poor man. I had no idea that you could even order such things at your store. Well, it is a general store, after all. That's enough. I'm glad you liked my stories. Usually I can't really share them with anyone. Salesman's ethics, you know. Well, I guess I should really thank you for sharing them with me then. And thanks for this evening. I had a great time. Thanks for accepting my invitation. I'm glad we could talk and pick up on loose ends. I really missed talking with you, and I didn't even realize it. I feel like I've met this different person tonight. I've learned quite a lot about her. You already knew me very well, Tobias. That's what I'm trying to say. I didn't. At least not like this. You can hardly compare the relationship we had as children to us talking now. Besides, that connection was weakened when your father died. Do you remember that? One day we were talking at least once a week, and the other, you were the customer and I was the merchant. Those weren't the happiest of times. I could tell you were suffering, but wasn't even able to reach out to you. And after that, it just stayed that way. We would only speak about groceries or how much money Carmosa was willing to spend. You're right, it all changed back then. It's nice to talk again. I forgot how much I need it. Tobias, do you think I've changed? Of course you did. You used to be a girl, and now there is this clever and beautiful woman standing in front of me. Oh, tell me more about her. Would you say that she's also likable? Quite a lot, to be honest. Since we're being honest, I must say that you've grown up to be a very nice man. Now that is something this simple man is not used to. Flattery from a young woman, and the next season collection isn't even out yet. Actually, I am the one who got a real bargain this time. Thanks for agreeing to go out with me. That's not exactly accurate. It was a pleasure for me as well, so it's hardly a bargain. More like a very fair and successful transaction. True, so I guess you should be going back home now. It's really late, and I'm sure you'd hate to make your sisters worried. Or we could go to your place, Tobias. You know what? I think what really makes my sisters worried is actually me being outdoors late. The world is full of dangers, folk, after all. Oh, I guess. So, since we're really concerned about the well-being of my sisters, their mental comfort, peace of mind, and such, the only humane way of behavior left is to go to your place. Oh, really? I thought that you... I can tell that you're not really convinced by my argument, but your house is just around the corner and there are no wild woods on the way. No wild and dangerous creatures. Oh, I think you sound quite convincing, all right. Think about it as granting a poor orphan shelter for the night in this terrible and increasingly uncaring world. Oh, the times we live in. I'm glad we understand each other. Oh, we do, my poor orphan. But what about Gloria? Oh, you want to call for her? She's not really the visiting type, if you know what I mean. You're incredible, Cinders. No, I meant what about her certain and terrible retribution for your misdeeds? You've just answered your own question. Her retribution is already certain, and it will surely be terrible. Which means that I might as well break the rest of the rules and go all the way. All the way? It certainly sounds interesting. Are you sure? We are living in desperate times, and desperate times call for desperate measures. For my sister's sake, for Gloria, I am willing to make this decision without hesitation. Is this strange to you? No, I guess not. But it is surprising to find you so very eager to make the sacrifice in the name of sisterly love. It also is happening quite fast, don't you think? Remember how we used to play guards and bandits? Whichever role I played, I was always ahead of you. It's true, you were always in a hurry, always the quicker one, but also fast to talk and to dream. And this is no different. I don't want to wait. I don't like waiting. It only brings the moment of Carmosa's return closer. I see. Yes, you're right. Come closer. Oh, hello! Would you care to join me in my castle, my lady? If by that you mean to ask me if I'd like to get to your place as fast as possible, then yes. Your words are like honey. Now I'm really glad I've asked you out. They look really weird from the side angle. I'm glad too, but we really need to hurry, my champion, for my sister's sake. Alright, we're gonna stop here for now. Tobias and Cinders really got it on here tonight. Next time we're gonna continue with our grim fate. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. Remember to be kind to yourself and to others. Goodbye!